Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday's class. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic day. By the way, getting really quick into it, let me jump into the charts because we have a something to take actions on. Let me share my screen really quickly, and let me show you as soon as I can. All right. So today morning market report. Sorry, I gave an entry on Bitcoin. It's already on profits. Remember to move your stop to at least this week. What I'm going to be doing is just closing this position. It's just a couple of dollars, not quite a big deal. It was a quarter of a position. I want to close this position right now, and that is because I've been having some bearish signals on other coins. Like for example, right now, Atom, it just hit, like it retraced it, right? So it doesn't mean, our dominance on Bitcoin is doing fantastic, right? But I don't want to play with my money. That's a whole deal, right? So I'm seeing an indecision candle here. You can still keep your long if you want to on Bitcoin, all right? Just so you know, and I wanted to tell you that I'm gonna be closing this position in here. I don't think that we're gonna be reversing really hard, but if we do, remember my next entry is gonna be right down here, and I have an alert at 117.81. Still, if this one closes bullish, like is it right now, I might be eager to reopen it as we're crossing back up. But in the meantime, this is too risky for me, and that is because I've seen a couple of other coins just dropping. Let's take a look at the dominance, right? Look at market cap BTC dominance 4 hour, right? So what does that mean? That is going to altcoins, right? And then from altcoins to Bitcoin for this matter in here. So why am I closing Bitcoin? Because I think that we're having a flow to meme coins. Like for example, let's go to crypto bubbles, and I was looking at this yesterday on the daily, and if we go to the 200 to the 300, you're gonna be seeing, look at that, man. This looks like an absolutely crazy solo. I've never heard about it. MPLX, I've never heard about it. Oh, I love Zen, but did not went that big. Bomb, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how that reads. 19%, wrecked on 11%. I mean, come on, it just plagued off meme coins. Right here also, look at that, Mu. All right, yeah, I've seen Mu, I've traded Mu, right, for fun. But look at that, 9%, 7%, 11%, 24%. And remember, actually, we were looking yesterday at, also just for reference, let's see if we still have it, Floki, Filecoin, and we're missing one. Where are you? Where are you, Penguin? Come on, Pingu. Pingu, where are you? Here he is. Oh, back at 9%. That doesn't mean that this could be a possible re-entry if we're seeing. So look at those meme coins. Well, this is not a meme coin, but look at those meme coins, how they're very inflated, right? Other stuff that have been pumping, it is Ethereum, right? So we've seen those movements, especially into the meme coins. That doesn't mean that we're gonna jump into a meme coins now, and that is because the wagon, it's already taking off, and if you take it at the last stop, it might take you the round trip. Well, not the round trip, the trip back down to zero. All right, so let's just take a look at how things are moving, and just long story short, that's what I'm closing my long on Bitcoin. I think we might have some volatility here. I don't think that this is gonna go up like right now. Maybe just give it a little bit more time, and then if I can get it as we swipe the lows, well, then that'll be a much better entry. All right, so just taking that out of the way, just so you guys are you're warned, right? So under warning, this could actually keep going up. Why? Because the dominance, it's bouncing up, all right? So it's coming back to Bitcoin. But for me, it's just not enough for me to keep this long alive, all right? I'm gonna leave it as is, and what I'm gonna be doing, I already have, I'm setting up my stop to entry. By the way, that's what I did right before the show. That's why we started a little bit late today, 7 minutes late, and that's because I was doing the trading stuff in here. So this is where we are currently, right? What is it? Peter Tail. What is it? Peter Tail and Tom Lee are teaming up with another entry to copy Michael Saylor's Bitcoin strategy stock, but with Ethereum. Oh, nice to know, man. Thank you for that piece of information. Love it. They're going to buy up the supply to benefit from and control the stablecoin market in anticipation of the crypto with crypto bills getting passed. Ooh, you know what? Well, at their size, I think that is very much possible. All right. There is a thing. The rumor already have finished. Right. It's passed over. The bill has already passed on voting. We know it's a fact. It's just a matter of formality, isn't it? Give me, guys, 1 second, please. Be right back. There is a mosquito killing me in here. Let me just get something to kill it because the damn thing never sleeps. 1 second. Oh, fucking hell. I got it with this electric thing, man. This thing is fantastic. Just so you see on your wife because she'll get back to you with something much worse. Talking on experience. Talking on experience. So don't try it at home. All right. Having said that, oh man, just getting rid of that pest. That's awesome. All right. Getting that, I think on their side, when they're that big of a company or that big of a stock or that big of a, they're not a stock, that big of a industry, I think they can do it, right? But the rumor has already played out, right? In fact, like for example, let's take a look at Ethereum. And this is just my opinion. Yesterday, we did re-enter. I closed it today in the morning. I'm looking for, or what we're having right here, it is a rising wedge, all right? Usually rising wedges, then they tend to break to the downside. I'm not saying it will. We're in the bull market. We have seen this fail over and over and over, all right, in the bull market. But look at the size of this thing, right? And this is a 30 minute. Let's go to the 4 hours so we have a better picture. Look at that. Look at how it's been growing out of their actual range. Their range is the on the decision zone, right? So knowing that the market made a decision was right here. The first pause, that was your next possible entry, right? And well, what were all they hunting? They were hunting, especially what you mentioned. I think you actually brought it up yesterday or the day before, if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, right? The bill. And what happened there is just push through, right? So I think this is by the rumor. Then we're gonna have, hey guys, we need exit liquidity. Those guys might buy right here because they're expecting maybe something like that. All right. Where we can have a dynamic reactor. Well, let me be clear. You and I, hey, good morning. How is it going, brother? You and I can have a dynamic reactor hit, right? Or at least something around those areas. But they could be looking at something much cleaner like this, right? Even something like that. All right. So, and that wouldn't be that big of a deal for them. They can really re-enter here. But I think now we need to sell the news. Not sure. Right now I'm feeling unconfident on Ethereum for now. Scott is also rumored to be revolving gold on the government balance sheet to 20 per one. Oh, nice. All right, so I was still move with cautious. All right, just telling you, I will still move with cautious. What our indicators are telling us, we should look for the peak performance diamond at the top, right? How is the strength? This is my ADX. My ADX is flat or flat-ish, slightly tilted downwards, right? And I'm close to where was my previous peak performance by average. Like, let's get this one a little higher, right? So let's go in the middle between those two. So by average, I can still, oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, I draw that on the wrong set. This is, I think this is gonna be it. Let me see if I can fix that. All right, can I draw it on that one? Please tell me that I can. All right, so in the middle between those two. Did I did it? Yeah, I did it. I think I did it. Tell me I did it. Oh, I cannot move it. What a BS. What a shit is trading me sometimes, man. It's just hilarious. Coming back to it, we are on the average top. Nonetheless, nonetheless, we are close to a possible reversal, right? Can we keep still going? Absolutely. FOMO, it's unpredictable. But I still be very careful. Like, let's go something like the 30 minutes. We have a little bit more of a candle structure in here, right? And your entry could be as we having a peak performance, right? A peak performance at support or at your next support right down here. So why not? Let's add, you know what? I think instead of a line, we can do right here a little trend line like this just to imitate the possible path of our dynamic reactor. Let's lock it. And then finally, let's add an alert to it. This alert, and let's also lock this and this alert. This most likely is gonna hit like once or twice, right? This one here. Let me read you guys because I think I'm falling behind. Let's see. 1 second. Why cannot change this thing? That's pretty odd. Maybe it wasn't. You gotta be kidding me. Maybe it wasn't TradingView. It's just my PC just needs a reset. Yes, it absolutely needs a reboot. My PC. All right. Whatever. Let's just roll with it. Sorry, I'm trying to click stuff in here. They don't grab. Not sure what's going on. Let me read you also heard buying gold. They can DAC any price 4K, 100K, whatever Fed will give liquidity to Treasury in exchange for the gold certificates not selling. Ooh, I see. Yes, exactly. Is it me only who sounds on smartphone very low? You can right click on my face, man. And yeah, hey, sorry, Aya Perry. Right click on my face, and then you'll see a volume bar. Push it all the way to the right, and that will increase the volume. If that's still pretty low, please let me know because I'm pushing. I'm even clipping on my end. So, but I'll try to fix it for you if that doesn't work. All right. Is your side tried? Move it, yeah, up to 200. Perfect. I think that played. Daga, and if the orange guy gets his way, the Fed will. No, I don't think he's gonna get it. Conditions for rate cuts are not there yet. He's pushing. Then he's pushing it further. I think he's trying to get the people mad at the Fed. So then he can come out as, hey, I told them they needed to do it, and now they finally come to their sense and did it, right? But he is building up that division, I think. But mathematically speaking, it's not there yet. And I mean, if the Fed holds, if Jerome Powell holds, dude, my respect for that guy. Talking about politics and him doing his job, not not just following the flow of politics. That is a good analyst, just so you know. But yeah, I mean, let's go and take a look at a couple of other things. Let me just get rid of this. A couple of other things are, let's go top-down analysis, Ethereum, it is playing out. I'm looking for it to flag out, all right? Same deal, possible reversal down. Flagging out somewhere around 3,301 might be a possible re-entry if we make something like, of course, like this, right? But so far, come on, why I cannot grab it? Oh yeah, I see. Sorry. Man, it's just getting to my nerves. This thing. It's not my day with TradingView. If you haven't noticed, maybe I'm lacking coffee. That might be it. All right. By the way, guys, today we have a secondary session. Hopefully you guys can jump with us. There's going to be a special invite today. You may already know it's going to be Buracle. Buracle is doing his analysis. He has a YouTube channel. So he requested to be up here on the stage. I offered him also a spot. So he's going to be helping me through the secondary class, and he's going to be doing analysis and showing what he sees in there. So when and where? Right here, same channel, and it's going to be in around, right now it's 9:26 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that will be at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard. So 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 12, 1, 2, in 5 hours and 30 minutes, more or less, give or take. So yeah, it's still right now. If you go to your events, it is the next upcoming event. It will show you your time on your time frame time. So for me, it's 3 p.m. Mountain Standard in the same channel. By the way, guys, if you have, remember that you guys have, most of you guys have, man, something's not working up here. Samurai roll. If you do have samurai rolls, you can jump into the stage. So feel free to jump in either in this class or on the next class if you want to participate. So yeah, just passing it over so you guys can also jump in as you wish. All right, let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin, I was looking for this short. The short played out fantastically. All right, then the bounce back up. I, for some reason, did not take the bounce back up. Don't ask me why. I was just looking away. The bounce back up, perfect. And then I was looking for the break of structure. I did grab the break of structure, all right? Long position in the break of structure at candle close, somewhere around here. My stop out was somewhere right somewhere around this area. It went to find my liquidity. No, in fact, it was like something like this. Went to find my liquidity, took me out, and then guess what? Back in profits. All right, so missed one, took one on Litecoin, missed one on Litecoin, and well then a stopped out on Litecoin. So far, kind of like a breaking even, slightly above on altcoin, sorry, Litecoin, but well, it is what it is, right? What is it coming? Let's bring up our indicators. So we are on a liquidity zone, highly bullish. That doesn't mean that it's not a resistance. It is a resistance, all right? Another thing that we could be looking this like, it would be a kind of like a tilted downwards channel. Like for example, if we do this, let's see if we can have that, and like that. I was looking something like this. Oh, come on, a little lower. I'm telling you, I cannot grab the thing. Is it just me? Oh, there it is. Yes, maybe it's just me lacking of coffee. All right, this is what is in my head so far, right? Breakout, retest, maybe just acceptance back, but so for some reason it just keep pumping up. All right, pumping up. It's not about your breakout now. It's about your retest on previous weekly. Hopefully, we do have that reversal, and we can come back in here. If we don't retrace on this one, well, I'm gonna be looking for a further move and then a reverse and a reversal. But we already have a couple of bearish divergences. Bearish divergences on a big momentum move They actually print, but they don't mean that much. Still, three bearish divergences, maybe looking for a retracement. Nonetheless, let's go back and look at this trend line. That trend line also gives me possible entry somewhere around here, like it gave it here. All right. So once again, I'm gonna be looking at from some retracement right here, slightly upward to 98.68. Let me see if I have anything else in there. Not really. Smart money entry here, very close to the same zone. All right, perfect. And I think that will be it. Oh, again, look at that. That is range low, range high, sorry, right in here. So that's gonna be it. A couple of supports at that zone and couple of resistance right here. Rotational capital will dictate if we go higher up. Hey, Chief Crypto, what's up, brother? Welcome, welcome. Thursday's late class, right? Yes, absolutely. Yes, exactly. In uptrend, bearish diversion does not mean much. Exactly. Yep. In an uptrend, a very uptrend or strongly uptrend, a bearish divergence tend not to play it out that often, unless you're in a weekly or even in a daily. If you see bearish divergence weekly or daily, ooh, be careful. Be careful. We called out. Well, actually, we called out almost the very top last cycle when we saw that. If you guys remember, we were coming out from the bearish movement and then almost maxing out as we reversed. It was a little bit before. I don't know if you guys recall that one. It was not a, hey, this is the top. No. Let me make that clear. But we said, in fact, Piper DM'd me, hey, have you seen the new divergence of weekly? And I was like, no, let's look at it. And then we looked at that and it actually turned up playing out very nicely. All right, so lower time frames, lower than daily, bearish divergence on a big momentum moving upwards doesn't mean that much, all right? Just so you guys have in mind. We were looking at a BNB, all right? For me, BNB, I'm expecting a little bit of a retracement. I know I'm late. Oh, you're never late, bro. We just were early, man. Did we already go over ADA? Still have to watch the replay. No, we haven't. We haven't. So we can go over it right after, my friend. All right. Hey, Sherry, what's up? Welcome. Welcome. Nice to have you here, Sherry. Crypto Shiva. Also, what's up? Daga DT, of course. Bill Lisa. Stock scalping. Samurai. Welcome. Little Fish. Launchpad. What's up? Haven't seen you before. So welcome. Welcome. Ghostney, Steve. What's up, guys? Haven't seen you before, so welcome. Hiya, Perry. Nice to have you back, bro. And of course, Mr. Chef Crypto. What's up, guys? Aman85, welcome also. And Inspire88. Inspired88, what's up, bro? DB Cooper, as always, what's up, bro? Welcome, welcome. Variants, welcome, guys. TNAF or Teen Fat. Know that, I guess? Let me read that. No, I'm not even gonna try it. What's up, TNF? I think that's good enough. All right. So what's going on with BNB? BNB, we're getting a couple of resistances. Those resistances come from back in here, these little wicks. All right. What I want to see here, and I was not able to plot for some reason, it was the predictive ranges. Let's see if I have cleaned my chart here. Oh yeah. They were plotted. They just were bigger. What I'm seeing right here is that I'm hitting purple. All right. Sometimes when we hit purple, or what I'm expecting to hit purple, when we hit purple, we usually retrace strongly. All right. And another thing that happens if we overshoot purple is that we create a new setup of predictive ranges. Let me show you how. For example, right here, we hit purple, we overextend, and we create a new set of predictive ranges. Well, the importance in there is going to be where is your blue line, because after hitting and maybe overshooting your purple, you go and getting hit your blue line. All right. So what's happening here? We're getting closer. I'm aiming to get close to the purple line. I'm looking for a trailing entry. Why? Because I can overshoot a little bit, right? As we have seen. All right, so how do we overshoot? There we go. We can shoot a little bit. Another thing is, where are my resistances? My previous resistances, one, right where is my purple line. Second one and third one. So I think the most will be shooting all the way up here. I don't think that we're gonna get here. I think that we're gonna get here. So why I did not set up my entry there, because I don't want to lose the opportunity that maybe we do not overshoot, or we overshoot short, right? So what am I going to be looking for? We already have a reversal. I want to have some overbought in here, right? And then as we have some overbought, and then I see the flip of the ribbon, or that little sharp edge playing out, I'm going to be moving my entry point high. And then when I have that reversal, I'm going to enter. Most likely it's going to look like this, just so you know. So entering here, then setting on my stop loss to previous highs, right? And it is because I trade all the way up, all right? And then when it reversed, right, that's what I did enter. So most likely it's going to look like that. But so far, let's leave it as is. This is our initial look into the possible short zone, if that makes sense. What's the logic behind the ranges? How are they created? They are based, the logic behind the ranges, they are predictive mathematics. What are predictive mathematics? Just like when you want to look for what's going to be the next upcoming lottery ticket, you use predictive math. So the same kind of predictive math is using here, statistics and possibilities, right? And to see where previous areas of ranging played out, and then where, based on those areas and volatility, they will play it out. Just so you know, they tend to have a little bit of a wiggle, or a little bit of less accuracy, if you want to call it like that. And that is because it's predictive, all right? Just like, for example, trying to predict the next lottery ticket number, right? You have a statistic channel. So your statistics tells you, right, that numbers between 7 and 17, they played out the most. What is the most played out? Maybe, I don't know, 10, right? Who knows? But you still have those areas. So per area, you have a wiggle room, and then that's how they're created. Let me show you really quickly. There we go. As you can see, on previous ranges, like for example right here, we have a big volatility. When that big volatility breaks the range, it measures the breakout volatility, right? And the breakout retracement. And then it makes a volatility displacement factor that give you the distance between one line. Not jumping to specific mathematics, that's roughly how they work, right? So what happens? They just extend until your volatility factor is broken. So you need to recalculate that threshold. If not, you're gonna have just ginormous lines, and that is why sometimes you see very spaced out lines, and that is because the blow off and recuperation of the previous ranges to create new ranges, all right? And where are your previous ranges? This itty bitty short, they just broke very high, very aggressively. Therefore, the aggressiveness, right, created new ranges, and you can see they pretty much nailed it. Most important ranges, most important parts. This is BNB, so I can get rid of everything. Oh, come on, not everything, because I do have a couple of things there. All right, I was saying that most important lines are golden lines. Most important range happening between golden lines. All right. Next most important line, it is the zero line, delta line, middle line, blue line, however you want to call it. Right. And that is because it's the most broken line. Right. So why is it important if it's the most broken line? Because to break it once, you need to go through it. To break it twice, you need to also go through it, right? So it's kind of like a magnet. So when you have a rejection, you could be looking for TP1, TP2, then TPT. If it doesn't happen, retracement, close your trade, and that's it, right? So hopefully that answers your question. So something important about the predictive ranges, I love to have two kinds of indicators, just so you know. We have predictive and reactive. What is a reactive indicator? Support and resistance. Why is it reactive? Let me show you. A support and resistance level measures, for example, right here, where do we have in the past, in this case, this is daily on 4 hours, where we have the most amounts of bounces, right? So based on past data, right, without predictive math, just based on past data, it overextends, overshoots that past data, all right? So it tells you, all right, this is the zone where we have hit previously the most, all right? So most likely, this is gonna be, or these are the zones in the future where in the past we hit, if that makes sense, right? So most likely we are gonna be bouncing on those areas. It's not a prediction. It's not a mathematical extension. It's not, if you get the point, right? It's not predictive math. But if you add your predictive ranges, you're using predictive math. So knowing or visually seeing where reactive indicators locate bouncing zones, and when your predictive math shows you where you have some other bouncing zones, that gives you a much more accurate entry zone, if that makes sense. Let me go somewhere. I think Adam will be a great example in here. Let's go to the 4 hours. Let me fit this. All right, let's turn on support and resistances. Not that one. There we go. Those are your support and resistances, right? And you can see since where they've been calculated, right? Tops, tops, tops. Perfect. Then what we have? Bottoms, a big breakout retest, bottom, breakout retest, bottom, bottom, top, top. There we go. So on and so forth, right? Important it is that I'm forcing, in this case, I'm forcing my my support and resistance not to be the most important, but to be the closest ones. How do you change that? Great question. If you double click on your support and resistances, you'll see that you have them on inside of your Market Dynamics Pro. And then if you scroll down to your support and resistance lines, where are you? Support and resistance, I have enabled proximity. Proximity makes a circle or kind of like a radar, right, around my current price action and calculates the closest support and resistances, all right? If I turn off proximity, it's gonna be giving me ranking support and resistance. You see now? Now we have slightly different support and resistances. What are those? Dashed line, it is the most important. In fact, if you turn on your ranking data, it will tell you exactly that. Let's just wait for it to load. Where's my ranking data? Come on, is it? Oh, there it is. All right, it's just overlapping. Let's do something in here. Let me just hide this, the price action. All right. Let's also hide. Oh, no, I need that one. Of course, I need that. All right, let's hide this one. There we go. And also, let's just hide my drawings. You'll see that you have number one is always dashed because it's the one with the most important. They have the one that have hold the most important both momentum movements and the most amount of hits. So it's the most reliable support or resistance, right? So then number two is not in order because it doesn't need to be in order to be the second most important. What is our number two? It's all the way up here. and give you 240 minutes, which is equals 4 hours. All right, and it give you number 2, and it's at 5084. That's where it collapses, because remember, your support and resistances are represented with lines, but they are not lines, right? Oh yeah, brother, you caught me. Yes, absolutely. Mamma mia. So they are not they are not lines, they are zones, right? That's why even when we overshoot a little bit, yeah, I know. All right, when we overshoot a little bit, this is still your resistance, because this is a zone, not a line, but it collapses into a line not to make a mess on your charts. All right, you already have too many boxes out there. All right, so there you go. That is the difference. Dang it, love it. Since you trade in the 4 hours, what is your average trading time between 1 week and 2 weeks? You can measure that right here. Usually, when I started measuring this, my trading time needed to be less than a week. So the more market cap we have, the more elongation we have, right? The less activity we have. So remember, I've been here for 3 cycles. So yep, that's why when I started creating my strategy, I created 4 hours. Now, since 4 hours have become part of my daily analysis, I still fix it, but my trading time has been expanding. Let me show you what I mean for that. Let's do first. Crypto Chef requested. What did you request, my friend? You requested ADA. Was that it? ADA. Yeah, let's do ADA, and then I show you that how do you calculate that, or how also it's been allocating, because it's happening with everything, especially with Bitcoin. So let's go and take a look at ADA. At ADA, we actually took a trade on ADA. That was a very fantastic to the bottom, sorry, entry. We call it yesterday. That was fantastic entry. Oh, sorry, not yesterday, the 12th. Man, I thought we talked it yesterday. And we closed it early. So there it is, right? As you can see, we break back into it. So we were still making that trend line, perfect. And we're overshooting out of a wedge. What is up now? Look at that first overbought zone. Bearish candle. We're still very, very bullish, but we're getting at the top. I think we might be able to range a little bit, maybe come back for a sweep of the lows and continuing. This sweep of the lows is not been playing out recently because we have too much momentum. There's too much rush into the market. So what am I been trying to do here? Usually what I go, it's set up my entry point, long position, where I want to see it, all right? And I believe that we're going to have the flip of the ribbon here, all right? So flip of the ribbon, coming back down to zero line, and then we need to do our next analysis. But so far, I think we are going to be flagging out. The first part of the flag is usually the lowest before the flag creates. I think it's going to be a pennant, and then for the base case scenario, is sweep of the lows, right? And then off we go, which will be completing a breakout, retest, off we go. What if this doesn't happen? Well, I'm willing to trade a break of structure. What is a break of structure? For example, right here, we have a top, a change of your structure going from up to down. And then as we break the bearish, right, back to the bullish, so breaking previous highs, this is by definition your BOS or break of structure. Caveat here. Let me show you. Oh, don't change that. Break of structure is a very dangerous way to trade it, right? Oh, by the way, this is exactly what I'm expecting, right? A little bit of a blow off, come back to previous lows, and then continuing to breakout retest. Let me show you, for example, a failed break of structure. Here we go. First one, when you do the break of structure, you need to wait for the candle to close. If not, break of structure and then retrace it. Oh, you're fucked. right? Or worse yet, and most outrageous, it is, let's see. Let me find a break of structure. Does it do it? No, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. Maybe here. All right, this one here. Should I change this? All right. This, for example, break of structure. Yeah, for the veterans, you may recognize this not as a break of structure, right? This is a breakout retest of you go. Perfect. But let's just use it as an example. What's our previous height? This is it, right? We wait for the retracement, right? We got some support. We break off structure and we long the damn thing. What is your stop loss? Below your area of interest, and then you give you a little bit of a wiggle room, and then you say, hey, where's my resistance? Oh, right there. Come on. So not taking that. All right, maybe my resistance is all the way up here, and they said, hey, I'm gonna be making a lot of money, right? And then what happens? There we go. Not making money, giving away money. Yeah, exactly. So the point is that look at your oscillator, right? It did have the flip of the ribbon. It never went above your zero line. Your cloud, right? Not your zero line, your bullish cloud. How do you know that? It's almost impossible to know that. That's why you always use a stop loss, right? And look for the momentum on your market. How would I know this? I would rather have something like this to actually take a break of structure where they bounce up, it is in the green cloud and I'm not into the red cloud, just as an extra measurement or safety measurement. Otherwise, the break of structure could be leading you to buy the freaking top, all right? And we don't buy tops, all right? Or if we do, we manage our risk. All right, let's go to the end and let's see what could we be maybe doing in this possible break of structure, all right? If we have a break of structure, which I don't think we're gonna be seeing in the 4 hours, we're gonna be seeing it on the 15 minutes. Yes, perfect, much better, all right? There we go. Where is it gonna be our break of structure? Same area. Let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of this, all right? And we have our flag downwards. Perfect, like this. It's already your breakout retest, but you're still below your zero line. There is no entry, right? Where is your entry? As you break above, right here, and you're still above this trend line. Which trend line? I don't see it. Yes, I know we need to draw it first. So this is it. Look at this low, look at this low, look at this high, look at this high, look at this low, all right? So at this point, we're doing a average trend line. What is an average trend line? We look for important pieces of the puzzle. So this high with reversal, this low with support, and they're not in sync. So we look for the median, right? There it is. This high, look at that, that actually goes through very fantastic. This low, very, very close. So we have one median, 2 pivot points. You see that? Perfect. So this is, let's just call it quote unquote advanced way to do a trend line. And sometimes you'll see that your software actually does that kind of trend lines. Just so you're aware, when it goes through some stuff, it is using a average trend line, right? So as long as we hold this trend line here and we're crossing over the zero line and we could be breaking the previous highs, I will be jumping in the next hiccup. Or at the break of structure if I'm above the zero line here and I'm not topping. Right, so that will be how am I going to be looking for a possible ADA reentry. But yeah, I mean, by the way, and let me say this with a lot of cautious, all right? If you really want to jump in, you do have an early entry. And it is, oh man, on this kind of close, if we close above, so as soon as we're closing above, like in here, right? Yeah, we could be having, look at that, closing above, both of those did it, closing above, little retracement. So if you expect that little retracement, closing above, little retracement, and then off we go, and then off we go, right? Yes, I know it's little, and then it ended up going upwards, right? So the retracement, and off we go. So you can still look for that retracement entry right there. How could you maybe fine tune your entry? Let's do what we were talking about, right? As an example, where is our support and resistances? Where are my support resistances? I don't have them in here because they are fixed. They were not supposed to be fixed. Support and resistances. Oh, come on. What? Am I blind or what? Market structure, fair value gap. All right, volume. It should be right down here. Liquidity analysis, multi-time frame, highs and lows. Here it is. Dude, I'm just blind, but it was not this one. Oh, dude. All right. Support and resistances, liquidity and support and resistance. All right, 12 hours. All right, it's fixed. And the previous one, this one should not be fixed. And it was supporting resistances and chart. All right, chart midterm. All right, so all right, this is it. And let's clean this up. Why am I not having those? Oh, I see, because I have the most important ones, and the most important ones are down there. And maybe are we on all-time highs? No, I don't think so. ADA is $3 all-time high, so maybe it's just too small of a range that we're measuring. So let's go and add our, where is it? Right here. You gotta be kidding me. I'm just that blind. Proximity, and let's get rid of that ranking data. Let's wait for a little bit, and they should be moving slightly up. There we go. They move slightly up. All right. So where is our support? Right down here, very close where we are right now, right? So this is our non-predictive. This is our reactive measurement. And then also, look at that. We have a trend line right here. All right. Let me just also, once again, clear this up. So here's where I start adding my predictive ranges. So where are my predictive ranges? Well, I have a golden line at the top, and I have another line. Let me just show you. There we go. All the way at the bottom. I know it's a huge range, right? In here, but seems like that is the volatility prediction. So what can I imply from this? I can imply that my target will be TP number 1 and TP number 2. So DagaDT, bro, thank you. I know. And there's like a second delay on Discord from here. It's like I don't know, less than a second. But when I read that, I already have passed through it like 3 times. But yeah. All right, so that's what I'm looking into ADA. Let's take a look at a couple of other ones. I want to take a look at some meme coins, or at least a couple of like things like in here, like Fartcoin, which is a meme coin, right? There we go. This was our entry, right? If we miss that entry, I also give a secondary entry right here. So what happens right down here, this is going to be our entry. TP number 1, TP number 2 already hit. We're having the same experience, all right? So something important, let me see if I can just get rid of this, all right? We're looking at this up-ranging scenario. We have broken. So if you're looking for a re-entry, breakout, retest now, and then off you go. So this entry did not play it out because we did not bounce from our trend line up there, all right? So this one is gone. We were also looking at our break of structure, and look at that, this is how this break of structure is playing out. What am I taking some profit? It just played out in here. So this will be a good opportunity to take 50% out as we are either flashing or closing that candle. So yesterday, well, not yesterday, a couple of days ago, we gave this entry right in here. It was a very nice, it actually played out fantastically. And then off we go to the top. Let's go to something like XRP. XRP is having a lot of momentum, all right? Something that I was talking about XRP today in the morning it was a possible flag out. Did I cover this right now? I think so, but let's just for good measurement. I'm looking for that flag and then maybe looking for that sweep of the lows. If that sweep of the lows does not happen, I'm going to be trading the break of structure to the upside. All right. So before we go, we are at 1 minute to finish the class. We're going over a couple of coins. Let's see how Bitcoin is doing. Let me see. And still on profits. All right. Seems like the candle closed in bullish mode. Perfect. All right. So move stop trader was a good call. We're still now pushing upwards. Perfect. Now I'm feeling a little more confident. All right. So we're doing fantastic. Thanks for that. We'll take a look at this again. Well, I'm going to be taking some profits early as I have the next body candle in here. I still hold a couple of other trades right down here. And the other one that we took in here at 100K on the way up. So this is not really something that it worries me, but it's playing out very nicely. All right, so you may have another chance. Don't run after the price. Wait for those retracements and also look for those flip of the rebounds. So guys, thank you so much for joining today. See you guys in the next upcoming class. Remember, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And as always, guys, see you guys tomorrow.